All right, it is time for our weekly update, and I've had a really busy week, but no time to really work on a whole lot of this stuff. So, yeah, this is all we got for now. Okay, so I didn't reset my meters last week. I'm actually one of the things I wanted to see is how many days it took the Healy to catch up with the i2000, because last week the i2000 had a several day head start, and it took it 2 more days. It was caught up with it before Tuesday, so that was kind of neat. Anyway, so our counts this week are 32 kilowatt hours for the Healy 2.0. Now, last week we only got to see this thing run for Thursday and Friday, I think it was. It only had one real day of production. Last week, whenever we measured this, it was sitting at 7.3 kilowatt hours. So that means that this week it has produced 25 kilowatt hours. It's pretty decent. I can usually count on this thing to make 20 to 25 every week. The i2000, last week that was sitting at 12 kilowatt hours. So that means that this week it has made 15 kilowatt hours, so 25 and 15. Last week the washer turbine, this is a washer turbine, it was sitting at 3,300 kilowatt hours. 3,300 watt hours, 3.3 kilowatt hours. And this week it is sitting at 11, which means that it made about 8. So 25 kilowatt hours for the Healy 2.0, 15 kilowatt hours for the i2000, and 8 kilowatt hours for the washer turbine. I've also got this thing going, which I think it's just been fun. Did you know that if these are both 48 volt turbines, you can run these in series and get 96 volts? I didn't know you could do that. So I've actually got the Missouri turbine and the i500 hooked up in series. If the i500 had 7 blades like the Missouri turbine, it'd actually run more often. Whenever the wind actually hits them both, they perform really well. They're both making 200 or 300 watts. It's very, very calm. I always use that tree as an example. It's very calm today, so not a very good example of how it's working. But several times earlier in the week, both of these turbines were going and making 24 to 30 volts without any problem at all. And I had them hooked up to this inverter, so that was actually kind of neat. I'm going to play that out for a little bit and see how that performs. As far as what we've dumped into the grid, last week we were sitting at 9.1 kilowatt hours and 9.4 kilowatt hours. I also didn't reset these. So we've produced 19 and 20, more or less. So 39 kilowatt hours. So it actually went back into the grid between all the turbines, and it wasn't a particularly windy week. So everything has performed pretty well. Of course, the washer turbine always performs well. The i2000 has actually done super well, even with the clipped blades. All my wind just went away. And the Healy, I actually think it's doing just a little bit better without the tips. I don't know yet. I'm definitely going to run that out for a while and see how it does. But it spools up faster. It gets to a little bit higher RPM. I think it's doing better. But we'll see with time. It's definitely running a lot smoother, a lot less shaking now that I've got that dynamic imbalance out of it. Everything else is mostly running awesome. So that's it for this week. We'll be back next week. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day.